So hello everyone. Thank you for joining me for Kasia's Voice. Today I have a phenomenal person with me, Daniel Tackett. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
So the beauty is he's in Ohio, I'm in San Diego, and we can still have this great conversation. And so we're here because this man does so many fabulous things in his life. We've been actually fortunate to share a little bit, and strangely over the text more than in person, because our crazy life during competitions, it's hi, bye, you kind of see each other, as we're passing. There is really not that much time to chat about what's happening in life, right? Because everybody does their own things.
Yeah, we were always so busy, and it's that schedule all the time.
Correct. Right. So it's a very almost like a superficial conversation a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of like, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Can I help you with something? No, good. Okay, ciao. I see you later.
Right.
So kind of this time being stuck in the house, it's nice because you actually get to talk to people about other things that we do in life, right? It's almost like we're rediscovering our friends, which is so awesome. So I've been so fortunate to actually be able to see that this man does so many fabulous things. And like we spoke in dancing, it's the last on the list, it seems, right?
Right. Yeah, no, it is. It definitely is.
So why don't you tell us a little bit, maybe, what it is that you do right now, and then we will just kind of pick on you. What have you been doing?
Okay.
Before you've gotten here.
What am I supposed to be doing, or what am I doing?
No, why don't we do what you're doing? Not what, I mean, they're supposed to. That's boring stuff. I mean,
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I own a dance studio and I MC. Like, I think those are probably the things most people that are going to watch this might know. So I have a dance studio in Columbus, Ohio. I own and manage that. I dance with students there, and I also MC ballroom competitions, live events, yada yada.
That's kind of how we, I've seen you somewhere MCing, and then Louis seen you MCing as well, and we really loved how you present, right, everything, just your energy. So we wanted you to be our first MC for our first event, I believe, for our first Gatsby we did.
It backfired on you because it was such a fun party that I told all of my students, and then we started coming, and we've been there every year since as competitors.
I know. So you've experienced our competition at pretty much every angle, right? You've competed in our Peabody, you've MC'd, you've competed with your students.
Yeah.
We love having you guys. I mean, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a great time. So, but yeah, so that's what I've been up to up until quarantine, and then quarantine or whatever, this whole pandemic thing happened, and then I didn't have to shave, as you might have noticed. I just poof, this happened. Taking on jack status. But before I ever got into ballroom dance, man, a lot of different things. I was a general contractor, owned a business doing construction, renovating homes and commercial properties. And so I've been having a good time working on my own home now because I'm actually home.
Right.
So doing that a lot, doing some renovations on the studio. My staff is enjoying it because I'm also teaching them how to do these things. So I don't know if you've seen any of the posts that have popped up, but so teaching them how to use the power tools and all that good stuff. So we're having fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think as a dancers, we are not that handy, right? We are artsy fartsy, I call this, but not everybody necessarily know how to use tools, right? Or having tools. I mean, that's kind of, the tools that we have as dancers are slightly different than renovating the house.
Right. It's really funny too, is a handful of people do know in this business that was my background. Mm-hmm. And so during this whole situation, I've gotten numerous calls on how do you rewire a lamp? What do I do? I'm going to install this light. I need to fix the grout in this tile. And I'm going to totally throw her under the bus, but Georgia Ambarian and her husband own a couple of rental properties in Orlando, and they know this. And so Georgia called me asking me about wiring up a light fixture to a wall. And I said, Georgia, I feel like I really should have opened up a website called Home Alone, and here's how to deal with it. and I could make money off of this. And she's like, you could. Like, I would subscribe. Like,
I think so many people would. Oh, totally. Because you know what I mean? That's the thing. I've been around the house right now because I'm one of these people that is on the road all the time. It's almost pointless to have your own place because I'm never home. And the same thing, like, oh, I would like to fix this and I would like to fix this and I'm cleaning this and I'm taking care of this. Like all of a sudden you actually have time for the projects that you have not have time. Or I have project and it was not quite finished 100%. So I'm like, wow, you know, that's been hanging over my head for a while. Why don't I finish that? Yeah. So I'm sure there would be tons of people submitting right to your course of how to take care of the houses. Yeah.
And at the same time, this comes back to you asked me the question. So Kasia said, so what is one of the major discoveries you had during this time alone, you know? And it was really, as I thought about it, I'm finally doing all the things that I thought, well, yeah, I need to do that, but I don't have time for that. It's going to take a lot of time. And now I'm calling myself out on it. I'm like, I'm never going to have this much time to be at home and work on these things. So I'm getting a lot of things done that I didn't want to do, but I'm calling my bluff.
Now there's no excuse, right? I feel like sometimes we use the lack of time as an excuse.
Yep.
Right? And it's just an excuse. When we say people, I don't have time, we all have time. Yeah. Even when we have very little time, right? If we want to do something or if we're committed, we find that time to get it done, right? But it's always good to say, oh, you know, I'm busy, I'm traveling, I'm doing this, I have something else to take care of. But now, this is it. Right? You almost feel guilty because you feel like you're lying to yourself.
It's true, though. It's all in how you decide to allocate it. Like, you have the time, but you chose to pick these things to do instead. And now I'm stuck at home, so I need to choose something closer to home.
Right. And I'm sure you probably experienced this as well. Like, I've noticed I actually end up enjoying these products. Like, I've been very hands-on on my house, and like my parents' house were very Home Depot is our favorite store. Right. We laugh with my mom that my dad takes my mom for Valentine's dinner to Home Depot. Oh, stroll. Let's go around the aisles. Let's see what has. I mean, it's like it's a family, Kozak's family joke, right? Because whenever she even gets flowers from Home Depot, right, for her, right? I mean, it's crazy. And
they have a garden center.
They do, right? And of course, why would you buy cut plants when we can have something that later on you can replant in your garden? Because my dad built my mom this huge waterfall on both sides that when they, someone came to kind of give them an estimate, and then my dad did not agree how they want to do the waterfall. He's like, oh, you know, I would like to do it differently. And then the guy, I do not know what, but somehow randomly, after everything was done, he came over and he told my dad, man, I should hire you. You should have the company because I've never had built anything like this in my life. Yeah. So
no, you got to see the photos. If nobody's seen those photos, oh my God, it's beautiful. I would hire your dad.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, my dad, it's, and I'm not saying this just because it's my dad, like people that know my dad, this man can do anything. And if he can't, he Googles it, he finds its way. And then he like supersize it and make it, oh, we can do flowers, we can do this. Like he's an engineer, right? So he's very logical, can organize everything by himself. Right. But then of course he was around my mom and me, and we like all the artsy fartsy stuff. We like bright colors. So now he's an engineer that loves to create. He knows how to do, you know, like the backside.
What else could a lady ask for?
What's that?
What else could a lady ask for?
Oh, absolutely.
Her husband. Who loves to create. Your mom must be the happiest lady on the planet.
She is, but you know what the weird thing is, because she's so used to that my dad knows how to do everything. If he doesn't, she does never think, oh, maybe he just does not know how. He's just lazy. You just doesn't want to do it. Mom, did you ever thought that maybe this is not his thing? No. Dad can know how to do everything. Right? How to do the website, how to open a business, how to plant the flowers, how to build a house. I'm like, he is just a one man. So, you know, it has its pluses and minuses when you're very handy.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to see the interview with your dad. Let me know when that comes up.
I know.
I would love to see that.
Fun, right. I'm not so sure that my parents are brave enough. Right. I mean, it would be kind of fun to have both of their points of view. Right? But that I kind of like to have peace in the Kozak's family.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I
And
gotta
you
be
don't want to pick
I gotta be clever. I don't want to like stare too much trouble.
up. Fair.
Okay, so you've been doing a bunch of projects in your house right now, and I'm sure you're probably enjoying it, right? It's kind of
Oh, yeah.
right. It's so rewarding.
It is. It is. It's being able to check it off my list of things to do because I'm very goal oriented.
Mhm.
So when I see that that's done, that's complete, there's a sense of relief of what next. So
Right.
yeah,
Right,
it's
right, right, right.
nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so but
Yeah.
tell us but you also do singing.
Yes.
Okay, so share that with us. So, I mean, that would be great. You're using all these power tools and you can sing away, right?
Yeah. I've actually ordered some equipment. Now I'll be doing some singing from home before too long. But yeah, I love to sing, love to perform, and I've had some really wonderful opportunities to do that live at different clubs and different places around the world. Actually,
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
So
yeah. I sing basically.
how
I'm
long
sorry.
how long have you been doing? Like, how did you start your singing journey?
Oh, the singing journey started before the dancing journey.
It seems like
Um,
every journey started before your dancing journey.
yeah, dance. This is a recent endeavor. Like, and don't say anything because I know you probably judged me at some point, but you might know. Like,
Oh,
no.
this is a private conversation as friend to friend. There is no, I'm a judge. This is not a business arrangement. This
No,
is just,
I'm joking.
let's just share us as human beings.
So, so yeah, singing back in the late '90s. That sucks. I just put a timestamp on me.
Oh, that's okay.
Back in the late '90s, a great friend of mine asked me to be a part of his band, help him manage it, and he had a retro swing band, but they did a little more rock flavored swing, and I was very young. I wasn't old enough to be going into the establishments I was getting them booked in.
Wow.
But but nobody knew that because I can do this. But no, so that's how I got into dance and music in general. I ended up co-owning a record label with him and managing this band, and we went on tours and everything. I mean, phenomenal stuff. Like back in '98, we played the top of the World Trade Center a couple of nights. Like some really incredible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love swing, jazz, big band, anything that I love stylish, dress stylish, dance, anything that had that kind of feel. And so I sang growing up, like in choirs in school and stuff like that. But my buddy, he actually had me and a few of our friends singing backup tracks and stuff when we went in to do recordings. And so that was a lot of fun. And then I kind of, actually, this could be a good segue if you want to know how I got into MC work, because that's how it started.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, please, please share. This is me picking
So,
you at every angle. I love this.
so the funny part is, so Wolfgang was a singer, still is. But so Wolfgang and the guys, they were getting really popular, and we were playing bigger and bigger venues. And as the manager, I'd be on tour with them, and I'd see them go out on stage. And you know, as most bands up and coming, well, hi, I'm Wolfgang Parker. This is my band. Blah blah blah. And one night, I just had this moment of like, that's not it. That's not how you guys go on stage anymore.
I
And
see.
they're like, what? And they said, listen, you never see James Brown walk out and be like, hey, everybody, I'm James Brown. This is my band. Like, no, somebody builds him up and introduces him. You too. They don't walk out and he's like, hi, I'm Bono and my band here is. No, they introduce it in the show maybe,
Okay.
but they don't come out and say, thanks for coming out. Somebody should be introducing you guys. Like there should be, we gotta put together some kind of speech we can hand to somebody at these clubs we go to, and set it up so that they warm up the crowd and send you out. Like that's where the energy needs to be.
Okay. And that was you.
And that's where it backfired, or it actually spawned me into this, because they all were like, that's brilliant. That's such a great idea. And Wolfgang goes, you do it. Me? And he's like, yeah, you're with us. You're always with us. You're on tour with us. Why wouldn't you do it? You be the guy. You do it. And I freaked out, Kasia. Like I had no idea what to do.
I
So
see.
I never forget, like the first 2 shows I went out and I was all like, "Hey, buddy!" Like I was just like yelling and screaming, freaking out because I didn't know what to do with the spotlight.
Mhm.
And the 3rd show we went to when I was gonna open up for them, I said, "Guys, I had this idea today." And they're like, "What?" I said, "Listen, I need you to open with this certain song." And it was kind of had a like sing, sing, sing opens up with these big drums.
Okay.
And a song of theirs opened up with big drums similar to that. And I said, "I want you to open with that song." Okay, why? "I'm gonna do this Michael Buffer thing. Like I'm gonna do the whole let's get ready to rumble. Like it'll be awesome. Like just trust me, be awesome." And they thought I was nuts. They're all looking at me like you're
You're
ridiculous.
crazy.
I'm like, seriously, I can totally imitate Michael Buffer. Like it'll sound really cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Trust me.
yeah.
And I went out there, and I hope this isn't too loud. I'll do a little sample of it.
No, no, please do.
And some people know, but I went out there and went, "Ladies," and kept going on and on, "and gentlemen," like, and did this, and the crowd went crazy,
And
and the
then,
band was like, "That's it." And we used to go out on stage and pyro going off, like flames going off, all kinds of stuff. It was wild. But so that's where I started emceeing,
mhm.
like doing this whole, "Ooh, let's get," like imitating Michael Buffer.
Yes.
And
I mean, that's what we love about you, right? That you're brave enough to do these things. I mean, that's the thing. The other day, actually, I was watching, like, I like to watch TED Talks, and there was a talk about,
yeah, me
how to
too.
be yourself and to be true to who you are and kind of discovering your gifts and being not so much
Yeah,
on concentrating on the people, but on yourself. Like, this would be fun to do, and this is what I can do, and just kind of like discovering yourself, right?
right.
Because so many of us are so not brave to do this, right? Because society says we shouldn't, it's not acceptable, what people are going to think, they think we're going to be crazy. People like crazy because it brings them to being a kid. When you're a kid, you're brave, you are crazy, we all are, right? You have all these crazy ideas that sometimes you look back and you go, how do we even survive? I jump off here and I did this and I ran when I was not supposed to, and I was hanging on to this cliff that my mom said not to do it, right? But you don't even think that it's dangerous. You just think it's cool. You just think it's exciting. You want to share it, right? And I think that was probably one of these moments that it was just so pure and so exciting, right? That of course people have to get it because we all connect to that wild, crazy, childish like side. And that's why we love anyone who gives that experience to us.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely. And that's like, I feel like you just described my life. Like I
Oh,
never grow up. Like I don't know that I know what grow up means. Like
right.
I love the kid-like feeling of life.
Mhm.
I'll try it.
I think
Why
that's
not?
driven force in all of us, like when so for me being the coach and training my couples how to accomplish their goals, I also tell people say, okay, how did you accomplish this? Or how can I go from here to where I wanted to go? Yes, you have to set your goals. And yes, those goals have to be big, right? Because if you
Yeah,
want to be world champion or you want to be in the final, that's a big goal. That's not, oh, I just want to learn 1 or 2 steps, right? That's a big goal. But in order to get there, you almost have to become like a child, obsessed and enjoying every step along the way, even though you might be in pain, even though it might not always be fun, but you have to go, oh my God, this is the delicious piece that I want to engage in all the time. And then the goal comes in before you know it. But when you don't have that, the goal is always so far away, right? And we've
yeah,
seen people, not just in the dance world, but in anything, that if you're concentrating too much just on the goal, but not what it is that you do, you're not enjoying the journey, the goal never come any
right.
closer, right? It's always like the carrot that hangs so far away.
Elusive.
Yeah, versus the people that are so enthusiastic. It's like, oh my God, this is the best thing that I've ever done in my life, or this is the only thing I wanted to do. Before you know it, they become the world champions. Before you know it, they accomplish all these goals, and you think it's unfair. It is fair because this is the only way
Right.
to go. So that's awesome.
No, you're absolutely right. The it's funny too because like so Wolfgang, the singer in the band, he dubbed me the Golden Boy because I would just come up with these lofty ideas, and then all of a sudden, whatever I was thinking, like, oh, we're gonna do that, and it would happen. Example, every one of the friends we had in the music industry told us, oh, when you go to New York, you're not going to like it. It's going to be rough. There'll be like 5 bands on the bill. You're going to play some crappy dive bar and all this stuff. It's just, that's how you get in. You work your way up. And I looked at him one night when we got done talking with a band. They were signed with a record label and all that stuff. And I said, that's never going to be us. And he's like, what? I said, no, that's how they do it. We got to do it bigger than that. Our first ever gig in New York was to play Windows on the World, Top of the World Trade Center. And it was months later. And it was projected from this conversation that we were having with a major label act that was telling us all the bad about, oh, this is how you get started and it's rough and you won't like it. And I was like, no, that's how they got started.
Right.
Now we got to do way better than that. And our first booking ever in New York, Windows on the World. And so to me, it also is one of the reasons it attracts me to the dance business, because I feel like it's flooded with people that same kind of personality. It's like, oh, that doesn't mean that's how I'm going to do it. They might have had a rough, tough road, and sure, well, that's the road they chose. My road's going to be faster, and it's going to go that way. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're crazy right. Like, but the optimism, I guess, of the dance business in general, everybody has this, like, why not go for it? Otherwise, why would you be dancing for a career, I suppose? But you have to have that ambition to, like, make dreams happen.
That's the thing. I think I totally agree with you. I think our dance community, it's brave and it's bold, right? Because I think it's a combination of, yes, to some degree, a lot of us are athletes and very much competitors. Yeah. But we are the artists. We think out of the box, right? We like to create our own reality versus going, okay, this is what this is, right? You look at it and go, no, that doesn't have to be me. This is not how I want to travel. I want to go here. And of course, the average person a lot of time gets scared. It's like, well, that's not how it's done. Well, that's okay. That doesn't mean just because that's not how it's done for general public, it doesn't mean that it's not doable, right? This is how I'm going to do it. My friend said, oh my God, you live in your little bubble. And I love it. And I'm like, you know what? If you want to join me, please come and join. I'm not getting out.
I love it.
My bubble, you might think I'm crazy. And maybe I am. I have the red crazy hair. I travel. My house look very much like me. So, but it's mine. And I like it, right? And I'm not really going to apologize for it. And yes, there are rules. There are things that we live by, right? There's some guidance. Yeah. But within that, you can find so much freedom of how you want to create your own life. And you don't have to play the role how everybody else is playing, right? Because I feel like we're so into the box as a society. Oh, your mom. So those are the rules and those are the guidance. Now your wife or your husband or your worker, or you do this. Like everybody have these little squares, right? And we're so afraid to get out. I'm like, yes, you can have that label, but that doesn't mean you have to be in the box.
No.
Your box could be so free. You can be anything you like in your own way. You can create anything you like. And if you're committed, if you're really excited about it, it almost always happens. But the minute you start going, oh, but this could happen, like if you start introducing fear to the process, or normally, like, you know, my, when I was doing remodeling on my bathroom, right? So I cannot do by myself lots of stuff. So I have one of my friends doing tiles. And I would ask him certain things. He said, you know, normally. And I'm like, oh my God, normally that word just gives me like the hair stands on my hands. I'm like, you know, on average, or that's what people do. I'm like, no, I'm not asking you what other people do. I'm not asking you what's normally on average. I'm asking you, is this possible? Because this is my house. I don't care what other people do. Can you glue the tiles on my ceiling? The answer, I only look for yes or no, but that's going to look crazy. That's great. That's my crazy life. I'm the one who's going to be in that bathroom. No one else is invited. So frankly, but oh my God, this conversation, the norm, this is how it's done. I'm like, oh, you're driving me bananas.
So I really feel like the word normally is like Kasia kryptonite.
Oh, totally.
Man, get it off me.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh. Yeah, that is so true. And you know, it's so weird because you don't kind of think, sometimes of how people see you, right? But even my
Right.
family, right? My brother, when I was shopping for the car, I went to CarMax trying different cars and see what I like, what I don't. And
Yeah.
so I am very close to my family, to my parents and my brother. So I went to the shop. My brother was online, and I'm like, okay, could you check this car and this car? And then we would talk on the phone, right? And so at some point, I like BMW, the 1 Series or something.
Right.
And my brother, instead, I said to my brother, I'm like, if it would have been red, I probably would have bought it because I like everything about it. But there was few things I'm like, and I'm usually not such an emotional buyer, right? I like to know why and what. I have a big engineering mind as well after my dad. But if that car would have had few things, I probably would have been, let me be a girl. Let me just go for it. But I didn't. And of course, my brother goes, of course you liked it. That's the ugliest car ever. I'm like, what do you mean that's the ugliest car ever? He said, yeah, you like the things that people don't. You would buy the things that people would say, that's not for me. And you would think, wow, that's fabulous. And then I've noticed a lot of things that people don't. I've been at the store when there are girls shopping, like, oh my God, who would buy the dress? Guess who ended up buying the dress? It was me. It has big ruffles. It has bold colors. And we are in the industry that we can. Like my crazy red hair. Not just me, a lot of people. Like we wear this over-the-top makeup. We have ball gowns every Saturday, right? Every weekend. And normal human beings, on average, have nowhere to go like this, right? So we are so fortunate that we actually have an industry that we can experience these things. Like where would men wear a tuxedo in today's world?
Not enough places. That's my.
Not enough. Exactly. I mean, I feel like we are so like 20s were such a great time of people would actually dress up and they were so proud and they loved it. And right now, a better t-shirt. Oh, I'm dressed up. I'm like, yeah, are you going to clean my garden? What's happening over here?
Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. To dress down a suit too. Like that drives me freaking nuts. I cannot stand when people like tennis shoe a suit, throw on white socks with a suit.
Yeah.
Don't bother. Get rid of the suit. Go ahead and be the casual, I'm going to bum around my house guy you want to be, and save the suit for somebody who wants to look flashy.
Exactly. That's the thing, right? Right now it seems like, and it's a kind of like a tricky situation because we like to give people freedom. You can do and be whoever you would like and however you like. But at the same time, I feel people sometimes blend everything together. So then we have nothing, right? We're casual and elegant at the same time. It's like, I want to have short hair and long hair at the same time. I want to have makeup and no makeup. I'm like, okay, you can't be that crazy. You can't put everything into the mix and see what's going to come out because it's probably going to be nothing good, right? Or nothing recognizable. And as much as I think in the beginning, we enjoy that freedom, then later on we're just lost because nothing, it's almost like I give you potatoes, noodles, and rice all together, right? And you go, okay, what kind of dish is that? I mean, if you're desperate, you might go, okay, I'm going to eat it regardless. But then we kind of like to see what it is, what does it stand for, what can we mix it with? So it needs to have a little bit more of a boundaries. This is this, this is this. If I am going to a formal event, I'm going to dress a particular way. I'm not going to wear a bathing suit into the formal event.
Yeah. Oh, I can't stand when people halfway one way or the other. And that drives me nuts because it's one of those, like, commit to one. Because you're not doing something trendy by being the person who throws on sneakers with a sweet suit. Like, right. You're just a guy who says, I'm trying to be different. Well, be different and, like, not ruin a great suit.
Well, exactly. That's it. That's
me. Yeah. I love suits. I love tuxedos. And I also love sneakers and jeans. And I mean, I was a general contractor before I ever got into the ballroom dance business. And trust me, I was not wearing tuxedos and suits while I was building someone's house. But at the same time, I wouldn't ruin either of those. You have an outfit that works one or the other, and you don't want to undersell how nice one thing is versus the other. If I wore my wingtip shoes and my tool belt, I'd look confused.
But you know what? I mean, that's what you just said. That's so true. I think a lot of people are very confused.
Yeah.
Because, and I had a few of these conversations with some of my friends, and it seems even this whole quarantine, right? Yeah. We discovered that it's very confusing. right? It's very like, as much as we all in, like when we're busy, we like to have a time off, right? Like, oh,
Right.
vacationing being on my own would be great. Now we are vacationing. Yes, it's mandatory vacationing, but now we don't like
Yeah.
that there is no structure. We don't like that there is so much free time. People are getting lost. People are getting depressed. People are, I do not know what to do. I'm getting aggravated because there is no structure, right? So that freedom, that doing anything at any particular time, I'm not so sure that that's our human nature. I don't think in a long run that's such a great thing to have.
No, it tends to look like 3-year-old invaded their parents' closet. They come out wearing this, that, and the other, and like, ta-da, like it's already been done. I've seen every 2 and 3-year-old do that. Put
Exactly.
on clothes, and that's all.
You're 40. You're not 3 anymore. Yeah, there should be some progress. Come on, get it together. Oh no, totally, totally. I mean, I am, being from Polish family, we are very traditional. We are definitely not a casual family. For all the birthdays, for all the get-togethers, even when we have casual get-togethers, when our friends come and visit us, especially like my parent generation, they're always very nicely dressed, right? No one ever shows up in a extreme, unless it's a pool party or we go picnicking. That's a different story. But if you come to someone else's house, men are wearing a jacket. Ladies are usually in some kind of dresses, right? I remember inviting people for my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. And of course, I would say 95% of our guests were Polish friends, right? We have a Polish community. And then we have some friends, some American friends. And I did not think that I need to put it on an invitation. It's a formal event, right? Because it's a given. I mean, none of my Polish friends would ever think of showing up casually, even for a regular birthday, that it's not a big birthday. People are nicely dressed. So everybody's nicely dressed, right? And I have my neighbors, right? And I'm very close with them. So fabulous people, but they looked like they just walked out of we went shopping and now we're coming to visit you, right? So the lady goes, maybe we should go change. And I'm like, yeah, you totally should. I'm not even going to tell you no, because frankly, yeah, this is a big day for my parents. This is what we do, right? And yes, we would love for you to join, but you look like you are a cleaning crew over here. You don't look like you belong to the party. I mean, I hate to be that blunt, and some of my friends might think, oh my God, but it is so true. Like, it's a respect for other people. We know that when we go for the interview, you do not show up in your pajamas. Oh, I want to do my own thing. Right? Because you want a job, you want to impress people. When you're celebrating a big days for someone, why would you be that casual? It's okay if you do it. If you want to have a casual party, I have no problem, right? That's great. I'm going to respect what it is, how you want to celebrate your days. But if you come to a family that it's a little bit more artsy-fartsy, as I call it, a little bit more traditional, then I think like, well, let's just show respect for them.
Yeah. Oh no, it's absolutely true. Like, it's funny too. I think American culture versus European is totally different on that too. And unfortunately, and I think that's part of the reason why I like the dance business so much, is most of the time I'm around, I've got Polish, Ukrainian, Czech, Russian, German, Austrian, whatever, you name it, Eastern European, Europe, everybody has a different taste for what is appropriate.
Correct.
But every one of those that I just mentioned will show up, at least they'll have a minimum standard and up. They don't show up with like, I thought it was going to be casual. Even if they're casual, they are very fashionably casual.
That's
And I love that. That's part of the reason the dance business, I think, I've gotten stuck there.
Yeah.
I mean, since I've been in the dance business, I can tell you I have a closet of suits. I have sadly, I've had time to count them because I've taken them all to my dry cleaner because I'm not using them. I make sure I get it all done and cleared up. But I have, this is almost embarrassing. I have 55 suits and 7 formals.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome.
That's the unfortunate part of having extra closet space and no one you have to share it with. Like,
I know. Trust me.
Well, I don't know. there might be a theme like Gatsby, and I have a selection of 12 things for Gatsby. And I have, you know, because in our business, you can justify the wardrobe will not let go of.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even going to say how many dresses I have. Yeah, that number is really high. I have a big house and all my closets are almost full with my stuff. Yeah, but that's the beauty of it, right? Sometimes people say, oh my God, where are you going to wear this? Trust me, I'm going to have plenty of places to wear, right? That's the beauty of our business.
Right.
We are formal. We are, like, I always feel that people are missing on that. Yes, there is the performance, the dancing, but just the dressing up, just the environment that we create for ourselves, how put together we are, right? How elegant, how sophisticated. And I think everybody will enjoy that to some degree, right? It would be so great for any woman out there to at least once be able to be the princess, right? We get to be a princess almost every weekend, right? You guys look fabulous in your tuxedos or in the suits. And it's like, it's such a different, even without us even saying to people that you have to move differently, we end up moving differently. We end up carrying ourselves completely different the minute you put that outfit on. All of a sudden, you know, there's the pride that shows up and the feeling good, just fabulous. Yeah. I mean, I'm terrible because sometimes, so I'm very straightforward, right? And I like to find solutions. I mean, right? I don't like to just talk about it. I'm like, okay, how are we going to solve the problem? So the problem with people being depressed or not feeling good, I'm like, okay, especially for women, get out of the pajamas, that comfortable look, the t-shirts, the flats, put some high heels on, put a dress on, slap some makeup on, do your hair. And I promise you, you do this for 2 weeks straight, your depression is going to be gone. I guarantee, right? Move with intention, move like you're going somewhere, because this whole thing, oh, I'm relaxing, I'm doing nothing. Of course, your energy is going to be so low. You're going to feel so terrible about yourself, right? There is just no other way around it. And then, of course, what are we going to give as society? Why don't we pop a pill? That's not going to be a solution. You don't need to have a pill. You just need to take care of yourself, and you're going to feel so much better about yourself. It's a guarantee. And it's not for other people to impress them. It's for you. So yeah, the other day, I started hiking and biking, right? So now I'm wearing much more casual stuff than I normally do, right? Because of course you're not going to be all artsy fartsy and fancy when you right? But yesterday, somehow I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be a girly girl. So I put my jewelry, I put like a funky little hair in my head. So I show up to my friend's house that we're riding, and he's like, and I was doing something on my phone, and then I see him, and he's laughing. He said, oh my God, I did not recognize you. What the heck is happening? I'm like, you know, I felt like I just want to be an artsy fartsy girl today. So that's it. So we go riding our bicycles, and people loved it. It was so much fun. Like, oh my God, you look so cute, and you look this. And all of a sudden, it was, of course, nice for me, but they appreciate it. It's almost like looking at an artistic piece, and everybody's like, wow, that's so cool. And you could see that it almost sparks an interest and a desire to do it their own. Right. Especially for women. I've noticed like, wow, I wish I could do this. And I'm like, of course you can, right? It's easy. You don't have to even spend a lot of money. You can just pick probably stuff that you already have, put some bracelets, put some makeup on. And I promise you, you're going to feel so much more like excited about being in the world versus feeling kind of blue, as I like to call it, So yeah.
No, it's true. The less you worry about how you're going to be perceived and the more you just enjoy yourself, people enjoy you more.
That's it. And I think you're allowing people to be brave. You're giving people the permission. It's okay. Like I have a friend, one of my clients who became really good friends. She is way, like you will think over the top, big heads, bright colors, always dressed up. When she flies, I mean, she is a star. And at first you think, I remember the first time we were going somewhere, I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be probably awkward for her and for other people. So not, because she's so comfortable and she's so kind. She's so sweet as a human being, but she is so big and bold with her attire all the time. People love it because she doesn't put that like, you need to be dressed like this. She's just comfortable with her own self. And everybody go, oh, wow, this is so cool. And they look at her like she's like an exotic bird, right? Just going everywhere. And it's like you could see how much joy she is giving to people. Like they enjoy actually looking at them. It's almost like someone show you a fabulous art piece, right? That you can enjoy it. And all of a sudden they're a little bit brighter. Their life is a little bit happier. And so that's awesome to be true to yourself and not to impose that the world have to be that way, but you are allowing people to be braver and to be bolder themselves, which is fabulous.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely true. And it's funny. I think our industry is filled with people who want to enable that too, and they do their best to help assist it along the way.
Right.
It's kind of going full circle back to where you brought up the singing thing.
Yes.
So emceeing and all this, and I gotta give a shout out to Aida Dance Shoes. You guys know Ilya, right? So Ilya and we have had a billion laughs together. He's a good friend. But there was a time when we were almost on tour together. Every competition I emceed, he was at that competition, and it was all over the country.
Yes.
And I mean, I spent more time with him than any family or friend for at least a month and a half. Wow. Because he was there. So I come off the mic one time and I walk to the back of the room where he's vending, and they like hug hello and the whole bit. And two comments he made that changed my life pivotally. The first one was funny, which was disarming. And he just said, "Brother, if I had your voice, I'd sit around and talk to myself." And, and I laughed so hard. And while I was laughing, he said, "Have you ever done Broadway?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Would you?" I'm like, "Who would? Anybody. Everybody wants to do Broadway. You got to know somebody. It's a know somebody thing." He goes, "I know somebody." And he picks up his phone. And he's like, "Boop. Here, sorry, I got his voicemail. Say something cool." I don't know who I'm talking to, what's going on. I just take the phone. I'm like, "Yeah, my name's Daniel Tackett. I'm supposed to say something cool. I have no idea what to say. I'm going to bank on my voice being the cool part." And I just hung up and handed it back to him. I'm like, "What the hell was that?" Minutes later, we get a call from his buddy who lives in New York. He's a famous Broadway performer. He was in the original cast of Wicked, all this stuff. And he's like, "Dude, I'd love to work with you. I love the sound of your voice." Flash forward, I find myself in New York training with this guy, staring at his walls where he's got platinum records hanging up for the things he's done in Broadway.
Awesome.
And just mind blown. And all this was from MC a band, ended up, Charlie Penatello got me started emceeing ballroom dance. And then I got into the industry, segued into Ilya. Ilya sends me to his friend, Walter. Walter has been the best vocal coach for me. He's freaking phenomenal. And he got me opportunities to sing in New York that just don't even make sense. And it all happens in kind of a fantasy land thing, to the point the first time I sang in New York, I sang at Birdland Jazz Club, and I was super excited about it. I'm like, "This is so cool." Until we were sitting there and I heard the people there singing before me, and they were just, oh my God, mind blowing. And oh my God. And then all of a sudden the guy who's hosting gets up and he says, "Oh, we got a special guest tonight. We'd like to welcome a friend of Walter's." And the people went wild. And that's when I was like, "Oh God, I hope I don't fail Walter." Like, so
awesome.
And then the other opportunity I had, do you know Tibor?
Yes.
Tibor, one of the craziest, most wonderful Hungarian guys you'll ever meet. I love that guy. So we were at a competition we were at DBDC in Boston. And this was kind of what kind of triggered it in the ballroom world for me. We were at dinner. They had this guy playing piano, and he was amazing. Beautiful singer, beautiful pianist. And while we're having dinner, Tibor goes up and grabs the mic and he goes, "I hope everybody's having a great evening." He does a bit of, hosting as he does. Yes. And he says, "We got a special performance for you tonight. We'd like to welcome up to the microphone. Please put your hands together for an amazing singer, Gary McDonald." Gary is eating like literally has a fork and eating. He had no idea this was coming. And he got up and he killed it. He ended up singing a Beatles song, and he walked up to the guests and he sang. I had no idea Gary was such a phenomenal singer. So
Oh,
he gets
no,
up.
neither did I. Wow.
Yeah, call him out. You get a chance, make Gary sing for you. But Gary gets up and he sings, and we're like, wow. And lo and behold, we're sitting with a group of friends at the table, as we do, and Catherine Jasperson. Oh shoot, my battery's dying. Are you still with me?
I am.
All right. So Catherine Jasperson says, Daniel, get up and sing. You got to go next. And I'm like, what? You should go next. I'm not going up next. No, you got to go get the mic. You got to do next. And I'm like, what is your deal? Like, why are you even bringing this up?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, you should do a song. Like, you sound awesome. I'm like, you've never heard me sing. To which I was suddenly reminded of a time that I was with her, David Innes, and Lynn Kawamoto on Lynn's birthday at a competition, and we found a karaoke bar, I sang.
So she did, yeah.
So I laughed it off. Somewhere in the mix, she had already told Tibor, and he calls me out on the microphone and says, all right, we have a great competition. We have two of the best MCs in the country. We've got Gary, we've got Daniel. What you don't know is they're both singers. Daniel, it's your turn. And I'm like,
Oh.
so I got up and sang. And
you cannot say no to women. We're determined. Once we want something, we find a way.
So yeah, she made it happen. She got a hold of him and had him call me out in front of everybody. So, and then ever since, fortunately for me, the guys from DVDC, so I got Didio and Chris and Tibor, they're like always make me perform when I'm there. They had me perform with Brent Mills, which was the greatest time, because then Brent pushed me with his guys from Vegas, and I was like, you got to perform with them. And I've had the chance to sing with Ned Mills and Carlos and all these, and they're just phenomenal musicians that have, through the dance business, I've fallen into it. I've had such a good time. But it's all the same personalities that you're talking about, where people are bold, they do what they want to do, they have fun, and they always want to encourage the people around them to just, do it. You've got to do it. Why not?
Well, that's the thing. Exactly. I think when you are excited about what it is that you do, there is no competition, right? Yeah. Great minds encourage other great minds, and you see the talent, you see that energy, you see that passion. So now all of a sudden there is now, oh my God, you're going to take my place. It's like, no, please let me share with you. Why don't we share the stage together? Why don't we do this together? It's a collaboration, right? Because then it allows us to be so much greater, right? It's almost like we feed off of one another, and that's so great. Versus in the beginning, sometimes we're so scared that no, I want to be the star. Or if you're going to show up and you might be better than me, what's going to happen? But at some level, at some point, when you are just doing your own thing and you're just true to yourself, you're not competing with anyone. You're just excited to share your own gift, and you allowed other people to share, to shine right with you. So that's fabulous.
Yeah, I think that's the core of most of the people I've met in the ballroom industry, though, is everyone is like, if they're excited about, oh, you can do that, and then they're like, come here, hey everybody, watch this, watch my friend,
right?
And I think that goes back to childhood again. It's that reckless, fearless vibe, and you're surrounded by people with the same kind of idea, and so even if you want to be and you're not sure, believe me, the people in our industry are going to be like, no, it's your turn.
Exactly. That's it. We will pull it out of you. Right. I think that's why people really enjoy our colleagues as well as our students enjoy being in that community, because I hate to say this, but we force them to be brave. They want to, right? Because we all want to. And I think that's why people are so attractive to our community, because we encourage everyone. Okay, maybe you're not just fabulous just yet, but try it. Right? Do the things you wanted to do, and we will help you to get there if we can. So I think that's why no one wants to leave, right? Once you engage in our community, people don't want to leave. People want to stay. Even if they stop dancing, they want to do something within the community because it gives us so much room to grow, and it allows us to dig and find our own individuality, our own individual unique gifts that we all come with that, you know?
Right. No, absolutely true. And you don't find that very many places. I mean, I've never found it other than this industry. And I think that's what, like, I've done a lot of different things in my life, different career moves. And this is the one where I got stuck. And I mean, stuck like, this is awesome. There's an outlet for this. There's an outlet for that. You know, it's a gem.
Oh, totally. I agree. I mean, it's hard to let go. It's almost like, it feels like home, right?
Yeah.
It feels like this is it. And you can dance, you can sing, you can do so many things within the industry, right? Because sometimes in the beginning, people think it's just about dancing. You only have to dance. There is so much to it, to our community. There's so many different aspects of making it work that you can definitely find your own niche of being connected to our community, to take advantage of what we offer and be a big part of contributing, right? Because everybody contributes something. Everybody is giving us, and then we're just creating bigger, bolder things, I would like to say.
Yeah, it is, and every aspect you can imagine, even if it's something from bookkeeping, accounting to like shoes, dresses, costumes, music, you name it, lighting, video, everybody, there's so many outlets that this industry encourages that it doesn't matter how you got into it. There's a place you'll find where you excel.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the people are very encouraging, right? That's the thing, that once you get in, you see that everybody will encourage, try to help you, try to guide you where you could be your best version, right? I think that's the part that it's so wonderful about our industry.
Perfect example. I got throw these out there real quick. So when I got started, Tad Joy, he did a lot of training with me on just the pace of the ballroom and how to, keep people engaged, what to say, what not to say. What not to say is the most important. And to the point that he can be anywhere in a ballroom, anywhere, and he can say something, and it's not like he's yelling, but I'm tuned into it. And whatever he says, for better or worse, is going to come out in my voice. Mm-hmm. But and it has zero, like nothing. He's not competing with me for the job that he is amazing at. Right. He's doing his best to make me sound great at my job. Yes. And then, so I got used to that because of coming up through Fred Astaire and basically working with Tad from Nationals in 2011 on. And so I got very accustomed to Tad being my wingman, whether he was visible or not. Nobody would know, but I would hear, Daniel, they're ready and they're on deck. And I don't have a headset, but I was used to his voice.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, our next event, we'd like to welcome to the floor, And so I just thought, well, I'm lucky that I got Tad, and which I am very lucky that I have Tad. But the other one that was really funny to me was, I want to think it was either San Francisco Open or International Grand Ball, one of the two. And I'm on the mic, and I was there with John De Palma. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time I'd ever worked with John. And so it's my turn. I'm on the mic, I'm talking, and I'm getting into announcing some finals. And I'm welcoming out our finalists to the floor from the stage. And there was a very complicated name.
Right.
It only happened like once in a blue moon.
Yes.
Right. But it was mostly consonants and maybe 2 or 3 vowels and 15 letters of consonants. And as I'm like, and ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next couple. And I heard a voice, like this omnipotent voice behind me. And I repeated what it said, but I, honest to God, had no idea where it came from. But I just said it, and the couple comes out, and people are clapping. And I look behind me, and John De Palma is standing like, if this is my shoulder, he's like, tells me what to say. And it was, he didn't need to be down there. He had plenty of time. But he like snuck up beside me, and knowing it was going to be a complicated, like, good luck with that one.
Yes.
And told me how he just said it, how he says it. He wasn't like, hey, Daniel, or anything. He just said it right before I needed to say it. But it's also, he's got a few years of experience as an MC. We all know he's like.
Totally. I mean, he's our legendary voice, especially for, canon competitions. I mean, this is, And he is such an incredible person. That's what I feel we're so fortunate in our industry. We have so many fabulous people that have so many fabulous qualities, but they're just really good human beings, right?
Yeah.
That's what's so nice about it, that you are, we're willing to share, we're willing to encourage people, right?
Yeah.
This is what we do, and this is what we strive on, right? That yes, you want to be successful, but you also want other people to be successful. You want them to be really good, because then we can play, then it's much more fun for everyone, right?
That's exactly it.
Right, like sometimes like I remember being a competitor, right? And at first you just want to win, right? You just want to show other people I'm better than you, right? I mean, that's really the gist of the competition, right? I just want to kick
Right.
butt, right? I want the trophy versus giving it to you. But then as we get older, you realize you want to share your knowledge, because if I am here and people are here, they're probably having fun interacting with me. I'm not really having that much fun. I mean, yes, there is a fun of I can contribute, but if my friends are at that level, all of a sudden, we both are having so much more fun, right? If everybody is at the higher level, the conversations are different. The moves are different. Like all of a sudden I can enjoy my skill because someone who I'm dancing with had the same skill. So now we can play significantly more, versus if there is a huge difference. If I'm always just showing you I'm better than you, at some point I'm not having that much fun, right? And at some point they're just looking at me like, okay, could you give me more, versus let's play together. So I've noticed as we get wiser and older, it's nice to share, because then it's easier for all of us to enjoy the same skill.
Yeah.
In the beginning, just trying to show people, no, I need to make my name and I need to prove it to the world that I'm better than you, right? But they're just, I guess, progression from being someone who is trying to show the world that we have arrived, we have our skill, to, okay, now I don't have to prove anything. I want everybody else to have the same skill so we can play together.
Yeah. No, it's funny, even on the MC side of things, you take, so I can tell you, Mark Brock, Dan Messenger, John De Palma, Tad Joy, like, I mean, just keep going on and on. Mark Weiss, all these guys that I know that MC, Vince, Tony, they're all, if they're in the building and you're on the mic as the MC, you'll get a text. Let me know if you need a break. Because we'll be on the mic sometimes 4 to 6 hours, you know, the judges rotating hour and a half, 2 hours. And we'll be on there 4 to 6 hours. And, you know, nature calls sometimes. And you're up there like, and our next event is, you know, you're like, and these are the guys who are like, hey, if you need 2 minutes, let me know. And they'll pop up and they just grab the mic. And they're the best part is, you know, they're amazing at what they do, and they'll just pop up there and cover you for a couple minutes. Maybe you got to get some water.
Like you don't have to train them. You don't have to do anything. It's like, this
no.
is,
No, you'll be there, whether they're working the event. They don't have to be employed at the event, but if they happen to be at the same event and you're on the microphone, guaranteed you're going to get a message from one of those guys to say, hey, I'm here. Just let you know I'm in the building. And it's such a comforting situation, because you as the MC know that, oh, okay, good. I got a backup. I got somebody who will pinch hit for me.
Yeah.
At least cover me for a couple of minutes. And because it's also a skill set. You can't just be like, excuse me, deck captain, or, you know, whomever, some deck captains maybe. But you can't just have somebody pop up there and fill in the spot that you're doing. It's
correct. And I think a big part, you know, like for our audience, it's to know your skill. When you know your skill, right? So we talk about it, you got to be excited, you got to be truthful, but then you also have to be skillful, right? Once you're excited, you're excited about developing the skill. And at some level, at some point, you're at such a level that you don't have to train, right? That you can just step and go, okay, let me do this. Like for us judges, right? Or coaches. If someone asks me, could you do a workshop? Yes, I can put my shoes on and off we go. Right? Can you judge for me? You don't have to, how and what and do. We've done this so many times, right? That you can just check a place, off we go, right? You don't have to even train me. Where is my pen? What's my number? And off we go. And that's the beauty of it. And I think for us dancers or anyone in life, you don't have to be a dancer. That freedom comes with knowing your skill, being committed, being truthful to what it is that you do, always looking for how can I be my best version. Once you are your best version, then life is easy because you can navigate, because you can depend on your skill, right? And you don't have to be stressed. Versus when you don't, in the beginning, it's a little bit of a struggle, right? There is a big learning curve, right? That you have to overcome. You have to train yourself. But once you're there, then it seems like, oh, wow, you can just flow. You can just navigate easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
there's a bit of a problem, unfortunately, for the dance community as a whole. It's populated with people who are willing to give anything a shot at a whim.
Correct.
And then you go out into the real world, you go into the outside of the ballroom world, and it's not the case. Because if I turn to anybody I can think of that I work with in my studio, at a competition, and whatever perspective, and I say, I need you to do this. I need you to do this right now. In like 5 minutes, I need you to do blah, 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 because this happened. And they don't care why this happened. They're like, what do I need? What is my information? What do you need? They'll put it together, and they'll put it together and be like, I hope that's what you needed. But you get out there and outside of the ballroom world, let's say, the normal world, you can't give that kind of pressure to your average person and say, I need this to happen. I need this to happen without warning in a short amount of time, and I need it to be quality.
Right, because I think people are so trained that that's not possible. And we believe it's possible. And so it's not a big deal versus for an average person, right, who is outside, it is a big deal. And there's norms that you should, again, back to the box, right? That this is what I know and those are my limitations, and I don't want to get out of there because I could embarrass myself, versus let's just be brave and let's just do the things we want to do, or let me try it and see how it's going to turn out, and not be scared. Even if you fail, you're going to try it again. Failure is not an option, right? Yep. You do, this doesn't work, well, you try something else. This doesn't work, you try something else. And that's the exciting part of it. And that's what makes us grow as a human beings. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of artists with a very large canvas, lots of paint. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but you're going to love this. Watch.
Exactly. But, we have to bust a move.
Oh.
All right, let you go. I feel like we should be welcome. This is awesome. Okay, let us entertain you. That's right. Thank you so much, Daniel. You are awesome.